Hello, this is Steve with Apogee Hardwood Cleaning. Today we're doing another of the blog series. Today we are doing wax on, wax off, the crucial role of wax removal before screen and recoat on hardwood floors. Alright, so let me first stress the importance of doing a wax removal if we're doing a screen and recoat. So let's discuss a little bit about the screen and recoat first. What we're going to do with screen and recoat is put a new layer of polyurethane on the floor. So the floor already has a current layer of polyurethane, but if you have put any type of wax product, any type of quick shine, any type of product that leaves a residual on top of that polyurethane, and then we go and put another layer of polyurethane on top, then we basically have a sandwich, which two layers of polyurethane with some contaminant in between, be it wax, be it urethane, be it whatever the products are on the floor. That middle layer is going to cause the new polyurethane to peel off because it's not going to be capable of adhering to the old polyurethane and lasting for years. It will probably last days to weeks or months, and it will start peeling off. So that is the importance of making sure that any type of product that was on the floor, be it quick shines, be it cleaners that left residuals behind, or any number of other things that sold out there in the big box stores that people use on their floors, that has to be removed before a new polyurethane can be put on the floor. That is essential for the success of the recoat of the new polyurethane. So that's really what I go into in the first part of this this blog. Adhesion issues. So the two layers, the new layer of polyurethane is not going to stick to the old layer of polyurethane if there's something in between. Quality of finish. Obviously, if we have that stuff in between, it is going to make the floor look bad because that stuff typically has a lot of dirt and stuff in it because that's part of the problem with those products. Is those products are soft, unlike the polyurethane that's going to harden over 24 hours. Those products stay soft and they eventually collect dirt and stuff and become darker and darker, causing the floor to look bad. So that stuff will be underneath that new polyurethane, continuing to make the floor look bad. So to make the floor look better, we need that stuff off the floor as well. And longevity, that goes back to the adhesion problem. If that stuff's in between the two layers, it's going to cause the floor to peel and have problems. So we really need to have that wax off the floor. The process for removing wax, it's using high alkaline chemicals to soften off the products that's on the floor without softening the polyurethane underneath it. So we use those chemicals on the floor. These are really strong chemicals. They're not stuff you want to be messing around with. They are really strong chemicals. We typically wear gloves when dealing with them because they can do some minor burns on the skin with these products. We're going to scrub the floor. We have a couple different ways that we scrub the floor. We have a couple different machines. So we're going to scrub the floor and loosen up those products, the waxes, acrylic waxes, the different things on the floor. We're scrubbing that. Then we get that off the floor. We typically do it with our floor scrubber that has a vacuum to it and pick that up and get it off the floor. Then we need to go through and clean the floor to make sure all that chemical's off the floor that we put on there. So we go back through and clean it a second time to get the harsh chemicals off the floor, because if those harsh chemicals stay on the floor for an extended period of time, it will start damaging the polyurethane. So it's really important to not only get the wax products off the floor, but the chemicals we use to remove the wax, we got to make sure that gets off the floor too. Then we gotta let the floor dry out from there. So that's the wax removal process. Then we move into preparing the screen recoat. So once we get the floor clean, get all the wax products off the floor, then get the chemicals that we use to remove the wax with, get that off the floor. Then we can let the floor dry out and we can start doing the screen and recoat process. Now, one of the things about doing the screen and recoat process is it may take us multiple tries to actually get that product off the floor. So the first picture here on this blog showing the couple people that helped me out on this, that floor that we're working on that picture, we had to do that floor like 4 or 5 times to get that off, and even then we end up having to hand scrape a lot of it to get it off. So people that have been using some of these products for years, the lady in this house, in this picture, she used that product for over 15 years on a weekly basis. So the buildup on that floor was extensive, and it took a lot of work and effort to get that off the floor. And most of it ended up having to come off by hand scraping the floor to get it off. So that's the wax removal. The last thing I got on here is tips. Being patient. It can be time consuming. You sometimes have to do it multiple times. You have to have safety. Some of these chemicals are really harsh and need to have the proper protective gear in dealing with it. And professional assistance. This can be done individually, but of course if you've got someone that, like us, that have done it many times, have the proper equipment to make it easier, we can get it done faster and more efficiently than most people can. And especially when you're dealing with those harsh chemicals, you really want to know what you're doing with those, because they are harsh. They can be pretty bad for you. So that is screen and recoat. Actually that's the wax removal prior to screen and recoat. So why it's so important and why we do it. If you need assistance with it, give us a call. We can do that for you. And thank you for watching this video, and have a great day.